go. Hello, welcome to Oregon Horse Council's Meet the Members. My name is Brandy Ebner. I'm the Executive Director of the Council. And today I'm excited to introduce you guys all to LMF team. Thanks, girls, for joining me today. I've got on Tiffany Town, who is the brand manager for LMF. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, Brandy. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. And then Katie Utes, who is the Oregon Territorial Sales Representative and also a member of our Oregon Horse Council board. Hi, Katie.
Hello.
So today they're both coming to us to talk more about the LMF feed and all the great services that they provide as a company that you might be interested in. So ladies, tell me a little bit about LMF. Where are you guys headquartered at? Where are you produced at? What kind of products do you provide?
Yeah, I can jump in on that one. So LMF is a premium horse feed brand, and we are really focused on the western part of the United States. So we build our feeds for our particular region. The feed company was started way back in 1981, and it started in the Spokane, Washington area, and we are currently headquartered out of Spokane. And we have a mill there. We also work with a mill that distributes out of California. But really our distribution is, the 8 Western US states. And then we export some feed as well. But just, some really good things to know about LMF is just that as a brand, we focus on how we can benefit the horse. That's really our foundational goal, is doing the right thing for the horse. And then because we are based and focused in the West, all of our feeds are really built with the idea of keeping our Western hay and forage in mind. So we have some of the best hays and forages in the world right here in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, California. And so we really focus on making feeds that complement what those hays are providing. And we don't want to provide a bunch of things that your horse doesn't need. We want to provide a feed that, takes into consideration your foundation of forage, and then adds to that and fills in any gaps that we have there.
Awesome. So you mentioned that you guys are found in 8 Western states. So Katie, I'm sure you can pick LMF up at essentially any feed store around. But then what is your role? There's ways for folks to be able to bring it directly to their barn as well.
So what we do is we partner with your local feed stores. So you can actually go on to our LMF Feeds website and look at our dealer locator and see who is closest to your area. So we work with our locally independently owned feed stores, cooperatives, things like that, to be able to bring products to your area. And then people like myself work in specific territories. So I cover pretty much the whole state of Oregon. And then I actually can go to your farm, do hay testing, some nutritional consulting, and then what we can do actually is work closely with our PhD nutritionist from Performance Horse Nutrition, who formulates the feeds, and we come up with a really specific nutritional plan that suits your needs, your horse's needs, your facility, and all of that.
Awesome. So you mentioned that you have a PhD on your guys' team, and I know I think I've met him before. Tell me a little bit about why that's unique and how great that is for folks.
Yeah, so I would say that one of the key differentiators for LMF not only is the made in the West, made for the West type stand that we take with building our feeds. I would think the other key differentiator for us is really the amount of resources and the amount of knowledge and credible personnel that we have basically on staff. At a phone call's notice, we can be in touch with not just one, but we do have 2 PhDs that we work with. So Dr. Stephen Duran is based out of Idaho. He was actually one of the founders of the company, and he's helped to formulate all of the LMF feeds. Our other PhD nutritionist is Dr. Tanya Cubitt, and she's actually out of Virginia, but they kind of work together to cover any customer inquiries, any phone calls that come into our 1-800 number, anything that comes in through the website, or as Katie was saying, if we have barns that want us to come out and visit and build a diet or a program specifically for them, we have our PhD nutritionists on staff that will make those appointments and come out and do visits with us and assess horses and things like that. So in my past life, I worked for a different company, And I can say that the levels that you would have had to go through on any other feed company to get to that type of information and knowledge that we can provide you with at the drop of a hat, it's just absolutely night and day between LMF and anybody else. So, I mean, there are literally times where I will answer our 1-800 line in our office, and 15 minutes later, Dr. Duran or Dr. Cubitt is calling that customer with an exact answer for their specific situation. And that is just something that I think is just fabulous, and more people definitely need to know about LMF.
Yeah, that's awesome. So the other thing that you provide as a company is a lot of education as far as like forums and things go too. I know, Katie, we've worked with you to bring Dr. Duran in and do a couple nutrition seminars for OHC. And you guys do that across different parts of the state a couple times a year?
We do. So we get the privilege of actually getting our nutritionists to be able to come out, do the farm calls, consult with barns, or provide education for our feed stores for their employees, or host public nutrition forums that we've done quite a few times in partnership with Oregon Horse Council. Right now, I know we're doing Performance Horse Nutrition has a weekly webinar series that they're doing of varying topics for all of their clients that they formulate and work with. So that's been really fun to give people something to do right now during quarantine. But it's fun to get them to come out a couple times a year for sure.
Yeah. I know it's been hard. This has caused all of us to adjust. So are you still going out to barns and things during this time, or have you had to rely a little more on technology to meet with all your barns and owners?
Definitely relying on technology. We're on work from home basis. So between calling my feed stores, checking in with them, seeing how they're doing, barns, a lot of them some of them are closed, some of them are operating, pretty normal. I have a couple of larger facilities that we work with where they're completely quarantine shut down, where it's only trainers that are operating, or right now things are starting to lift a little bit more. So owners can go see their horses by appointment, things like that. So it's definitely caused some unsettledness for people. I know a few friends personally that, it's the first time they got to see their horse in almost a month. So definitely a little different out there. I know at the beginning of this, we definitely had some barns stock up on feed if they weren't sure, how this was going to affect them. So, if barns usually carry maybe 2 weeks worth of grain, there was a lot of facilities that are like, we're going to play it safe, buy about 2 months worth. So I think our folks over at the mill have been working pretty nonstop the last probably 45 days or so here.
Yeah. Well, it was smart because nobody really knew what was going to happen with this potential stay-home order, and every state was doing its own thing. So, I even grocery store stocked up for like a month because we weren't sure if we were going to leave the house again. So, out of what you guys do is amazing. How did both of you ladies get into working for LMF? What's your background? So, Tiffany, what's yours?
So I grew up on a dryland wheat and cattle ranch in eastern Washington. So have been around agriculture my whole life, did 4-H, FFA, showed horses, showed cattle, all the way through school and all that. And then actually went to work right back into the agriculture field right away. So I was doing some feed sales, some territory management, got into the marketing part of agriculture a little bit after that, kind of as a step in my career, and just fell in love with that part of it really. And I just love to advocate for agriculture, and I believe in our industry, and I believe in what we can do and how we can help feed the world, basically. So that's really what has driven me throughout my career to stay with agriculture. So after I did some sales positions, I worked into marketing, and then the position came available that they needed a brand manager for LMF Feeds. And after looking at the company and just kind of seeing the foundation and what what LMF is built on, the goals, the way that we want to take care of horses and take care of horse owners, it just really seemed like a natural fit for me to move into this role.
Awesome. And Katie, we share commonness of being past OSU Beavers, Beaver alumni.
Yeah, I grew up in Oregon my whole life. So I actually grew up in Tualatin. So I'm living, maybe 20 minutes from where I grew up. Rode horses as a kid, 4-H, open shows, all that, did that whole thing my whole life. Went to Oregon State, kind of just felt natural to stay close. I rode collegiately for their team through college. So just always had to be connected somehow. I probably I think it was my junior year, I interned for another feed company actually, and had someone that was just really great take me under her wing, and as her intern really just had so much passion about education. And I really thank her for the time that she put in. And that's when I really realized, I was like, you know what, this is something I could see myself doing, as doing not the sales part necessarily as much as the nutritional consulting and helping horse owners. That's the part that I found a lot of passion in, is that I can help guide people to get the best results out of their horses. Being that I own horses and show horses myself, that was something that I was very passionate about, that I could be a bit more of an educational role to people and help them. So out of school, I actually kind of dove in with another internship more on the vet pharmaceutical side, thinking, where kind of in this sales world fits for me. And I realized that just wasn't quite my calling. I really loved the feed side, and ended up with a company that sells just all kinds of good products that you would find in a feed and farm store, and just knew that still wasn't quite where I wanted to be. And actually ended up kind of getting recruited over to the LMF side, and I thought that was just amazing, wonderful. I fed LMF to my own horses when I was young. I had a metabolic mare, so I had to feed some of the low carb feeds, and that's really how I knew about the brand. And I always held that as kind of a standard of like, God, that would be such a cool company to work for. And things just kind of fell in place, and I'm just so happy.
Life just works out, doesn't it?
It does. Sometimes it does.
So for both of you ladies, I see you guys out and about at shows all the time. I know you're at normally when we have horse expos, you're there with a booth. What is the best way to get in contact with either of you if somebody has some questions about their horse or want to get more involved with LMF?
Yeah, so I would direct everybody to our website first off. So www.lmffeeds.com. That's going to be the best place to get in touch with any of us. So if you go to the team page, Katie's information is going to be on there. You can click a link and go right to send her an email. You can do an inquiry on there if you have a nutritional situation that you want some help with. Like I said, we can get you in touch with our experts to help you through that. It's going to have all the information about our products, all of that kind of stuff would be had there on our website. We also do have a Facebook page. You're welcome to message us through there. And then we have a 1-800 number that you can find on any LMF tag or bag. It's also listed on our website. So there's lots of different ways to get in touch with us, and we love to talk to our customers. So don't hesitate to reach out if you need help, or you just have a question, or you just want to, sound off and see if you're doing something right or wrong or whatever. We're more than happy to talk to any of our customers.
Awesome. Yeah, and being that all of you guys are right here, essentially in our time zone or close to it, that you're really pretty local, then, you're talking to somebody that you can actually see face to face one day, and it's
Absolutely.
not a mysterious operator somewhere else. So that's great. So just for fun, if you guys, I always like to wrap it up with some kind of fun question. So Katie, if you could travel anywhere in the world, quarantine is not an issue, neither is money. Like you can go anywhere. Where would you go?
Oh gosh. I think New Zealand.
Ooh.
I don't know why. New Zealand sounds fun.
I hear it's beautiful. It looks pretty in pictures.
I think New Zealand. And I don't know if that's because my mom went there when she was younger and she's told me some cool stories about it, but I think New Zealand.
Yeah, that would be cool. We should do that. We should do a board retreat there.
There we go.
So Tiffany, for you, if you weren't working in this career, growing up, did you have that dream career? What would it have been? What else would you be doing today?
So like I said, I kind of have always grown up in agriculture. So I really can't see myself doing a whole lot else. It's kind of in my blood, I feel like. Gosh, if I could do anything else, you know, for a while in high school, I thought I was gonna be a pastor at a church and at a rural community. I've grown up in been in a small town my whole life, and so I thought that would have been a cool occupation as well. So I guess I just think I'm always gonna be an ag. I think
Yeah.
that's where I'm at.
I was asked at a job interview once, and I said I'd show cows, and the person's like, "What?" And I'm like, "You have to
You're
grow up
like,
doing it to
yeah,
understand how fun that actually is."
yeah.
If money was no object, I would just show cows professionally because it was fun. So,
There you
all right,
go.
ladies. Was there anything else you'd like to tell people about LMF before we wrap this up?
We would love to hear from you. If anybody has questions or concerns or anything, reach out. Take a look at our product line. You know, we offer a full spectrum from young growing horses to, like Katie said, special needs horses, everything in between. We have a really complete, well-built product line that's regional here in our Western region. And just absolutely take a look at our products because you won't be disappointed.
Awesome. And Katie, do we have any of those educational programs coming up soon that are webinars that you know of?
I believe we have another one this Wednesday. I believe they're on the Performance Horse Nutrition on their Facebook page to be able to see what's the upcoming webinar series that they're doing. But they are recorded. They're put on YouTube as well. So even if you wanted to sit down with the kiddos or have it kind of be like the 4-H project, to watch them, they are available other than the live webinars as well.
That's a great idea. All right. Well, thank you both so much for being on today. We appreciate your membership, and we appreciate what you're doing for horses across the West Coast. Don't forget LMF Feeds with an S.com for all the information that you could possibly want. And you ladies have a wonderful day. Thanks for coming on.
You too. Thank you, Brandy.